Welcome back to Epic Epoch. Today we're diving deep into one of the most significant events in ancient history, the fall of the Roman Empire. This single event shaped the world as we know it, marking the end of ancient Rome and the beginning of a new era, the Middle Ages. At its peak, the Roman Empire stretched from Britain in the north to Egypt in the south, and from Spain in the west to the Middle East. With vast territory came immense power, wealth, and influence, creating an empire that lasted over 1,000 years. But even the greatest empires are not immune to challenges. By the 3rd century AD, cracks had begun to appear in the foundation of Rome. A mix of internal issues and external pressures signaled the beginning of the end. Rome faced severe economic troubles driven by inflation, a costly military, and heavy taxation. The empire depended on enslaved labor, and as expansion slowed, so did the supply of new slaves. This led to a sharp economic downturn. Frequent changes in leadership and corruption in the government weakened Rome from within. The empire saw 25 different emperors in just 50 years, most of whom met violent ends. Political infighting and assassinations became common, destabilizing the central authority. As Rome struggled with internal issues, external threats grew on the borders. Tribes such as the Goths, Vandals, and Huns began attacking Roman territories. These weren't isolated incidents. They became ongoing invasions that the Roman military struggled to repel. The Goths played a key role in Rome's downfall. Initially allowed to settle within Roman borders, they soon turned against their hosts. In 378 AD, the Goths decisively defeated the Romans at the Battle of Adrianople, a moment that shook the empire to its core. Meanwhile, the Huns, led by the fearsome Attila, were creating chaos in Eastern Europe. As the Huns invaded other territories, they pushed various tribes like the Goths and Vandals into Roman lands, adding to the chaos Rome faced on multiple fronts. Rome's problems were so overwhelming that, in 285 AD, Emperor Diocletian divided the empire into East and West to make it easier to govern. This division created two separate political entities with different economies, cultures, and leadership. The Eastern Roman Empire, later known as the Byzantine Empire, flourished due to its strategic location and trade connections. Meanwhile, the Western Roman Empire struggled with a weaker economy and constant threats from Germanic tribes. In 410 AD, the unthinkable happened. Rome itself was sacked. Led by the Visigoth king Alaric, invading forces entered the city, looting and destroying. The sack of Rome was a psychological blow, signaling that the eternal city was no longer invincible. Just a few decades later, in 455 AD, Rome experienced further turmoil when it was sacked again, this time by the Vandals, a Germanic tribe. The Vandals seized treasures and took captives, further destabilizing what remained of the Western Roman Empire. The fall of Rome is officially marked in 476 AD, when the last Roman emperor, Romulus Augustulus, was deposed by the Germanic leader Odoacer. This event is often considered the end of the Western Roman Empire and the beginning of the Middle Ages. Rome's fall didn't just mark the end of an empire, it set off a transformation across Europe. The power vacuum left by Rome allowed for the rise of new kingdoms and powers, eventually leading to the formation of medieval Europe. The fall of Rome didn't erase its legacy. Roman law, architecture, and culture influenced medieval Europe, and the Latin language laid the foundation for many modern languages. The Catholic Church also grew in power, preserving Roman knowledge and traditions. Meanwhile, the Eastern Roman Empire survived for nearly 1,000 more years as the Byzantine Empire, preserving much of Roman culture and influencing Eastern Europe and the Middle East. The fall of the Roman Empire reminds us that even the mightiest empires are vulnerable to decline. It's a story of ambition, resilience, and the complex forces that shape history. Thank you for joining us in exploring this turning point. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment about what other historical events you'd like us to cover.